Hi everyone, I'm Megan and this is Beguiled by Books, a community of book lovers and word nerds. Today I'm sharing four of my favorite books for creatives. Let's get started. Before we dive into our creative books, I want to share a quick reminder to sign up for my upcoming course, The Growth Library. It's going to be launched later this year in 2025, and you can get exclusive email-only content if you sign up for the waitlist in the description or the pinned comment below. So go check it out. I'm really looking forward to seeing you over there. In some form or fashion, I have been involved in something creative my whole life. I grew up dancing and choreographing dances as a young person, a young adult, all that good stuff. I've always been involved in writing. I've always been involved in just creating things, whether it's knitting and crocheting or sewing or something like that. I've always done creative things. There's always creativity in my husband's side of the family, and it just naturally is around me all the time. One of the things that I consistently see in the creative space is the constant push and pull of kind of the businessy, entrepreneurial side of things, as well as the creative side of things. So, how do we do what we love so it doesn't feel like drudgery? And there are four books that I have encountered over the years that I think really nail how to think about creativity so that you don't lose that creative spark, but you can still discipline yourself and be able to push forward for output when you need to. The first book is a classic. Almost every author, every writer, every choreographer that I have encountered knows this book, and it's called Bird by Bird. The philosophy, and you'll be able to pick up on the theme really quickly, but the philosophy is, a child came to his father and said, I have to do this report on all of these different birds by tomorrow, and I forgot to do it. How do I get all, X number of birds done in time? And the dad just says, bird by bird. And it's really about building the foundation and laying that path so that the more creative things come more naturally because you've already done all of the kind of boring foundational things that need to happen to get the cool creative stuff. You're not starting from zero every single time. So whether you're a writer, whether you're a dancer, whether you're a knitter, whatever you're doing, a jeweler, some type of creative person, whether it's a hobby or a profession, check out Bird by Bird so that you can really start thinking about the foundational habits that maybe you have consciously or unconsciously and how that is affecting how you want to go about that creative pursuit. Another book for creatives that I would absolutely recommend is a little less known in my observation, but it's called Embrace Your Weird by Felicia Day. Now, a lot of people know Felicia Day from several nerdy type shows that have been out there. She's done a lot of really fun, quirky, cool things. She's a really neat person. Embrace Your Weird is a book Felicia Day wrote to help encourage people to accept who they are, use that as empowerment. There's nothing wrong with being weird or quirky or different or having a really niche and specific interest. And the book is a workbook basically, and it walks you through the different ways you can use your interests, your creativity for your own personal betterment and to make the lives of those around you better as well. It's a beautiful book about self-acceptance, and it's also a really helpful workbook to take you through the steps of knowing what you're good at and where your sparks are so that you can follow those sparks and, create a whole inferno of creativity. A book I would absolutely recommend for anyone who's creative is the book The Artist's Way. This was recommended to me by a friend, and I just happened to find it very serendipitously at my local bookstore not too long after it was recommended. And it's a week by week workbook of all the different ways you are an artist and how to really embrace your artistry in whatever form or fashion. It's a great exercise. So many really prolific artists swear by this book, and I would absolutely encourage you to go through these steps. The ultimate book that I would recommend for any creative person out there is Rick Rubin's The Creative Act. Now, Rick Rubin is a world famous, world class music producer who has worked with the biggest names in the industry and has so many titles behind his name that his Wikipedia page is ridiculous. But he's such a cool and approachable human. The Creative Act is an exquisite book that ensures the reader believes he or she is creative no matter what. There is creativity in all of us. And Rick Rubin talks about creation as an intentional act. The notion of inspiration hitting or needing a muse or something like that, Rick Rubin essentially dispels and says, you know what, that's great, but sometimes we don't have time to wait for the muses and inspiration. We have to write a hit song today. And he talks about what that's like. And it goes back to the Anne Lamott Bird by Bird book, where you've got to build the foundation of discipline to enable that creativity to just flow naturally. If you read all four of these books together, you will be utterly unstoppable. But if you could only pick one, I would recommend The Creative Act because it talks about a lot of the same things through the other books in one condensed way. So definitely check that out. Do you have any recommendations for books for creative people? I would love to know some of the most impactful books that you have read in your creative space. Please drop a comment below and let me know. I'm always curious. If you liked this video or got something out of it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to sign up for my upcoming course, The Growth Library, in the link in the description or the pinned comment below. And last but not least, have a beautiful day.